See, the Roman Catholic Church doesn't want you to look into the Apocrypha, the King James Version of the Apocrypha, which was once part of the King James Version of the Bible. The Roman Catholic Church doesn't want you to look into that record because it exposes their biggest idol. It blows up their idol, and they didn't want you to find the truth on that. Now let's talk about the truth. A very famous passage of Scripture in the the Gospel according to John, in the 8th chapter, verse 31. Then said Jesus to those Jews which believed on him, proving that not every Jew rejected Christ. The Roman Catholic hierarchy also promotes the idea that the Jews rejected Christ. And if you just say it that way, you're telling a lie. Because right here in verse 31, Christ's own words, he's about to tell these Jews which believed on him something about the truth. It says, Then said Jesus to those Jews which believed on him, If ye continue in my word, then are ye my disciples indeed. Verse 32, And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. The truth of the matter is, the Roman Catholic hierarchy, they can't have you reading the apocryphal accounts because their Antichrist image, a painting of a Roman Catholic poisoner who also had sex with his sister Lucretia and killed his own brother Giovanni in 1497. This is who they told the slaves or the children of Israel was God in the New World. This Antichrist image is exposed in the Wisdom of Solomon, and I'm going to go ahead and get that. The Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14, verse 8. And while I'm reading the first verse I'm going to read here, I want you to look. Just for those of you who are watching online, I want you to look at this image. Verse 8, But that which is made with hands is cursed, as well it as he that made it. He, because he made it, and it, because being corruptible, it was called God. Now, the Roman Catholic Church has told everyone that this image is God. They say this is God. They don't say he's the Son of God. They say he's God. This is God. This is your God, slave. This is your God, Israelite. You know? And so what happened? And it's not just the Israelites, although that was who they were targeting. They were going to keep Jacob enslaved to the European master. Okay? But now, that being said, Gentiles are ensnared by this idol as well. Okay? But this is who was targeted were the children of Israel in the New World. Okay? America and the Americas in general. Okay? Verse 9. For the ungodly in his ungodliness are both alike hateful unto God. For that which is made shall be punished together with him that made it. Yeah, you see, Leonardo da Vinci, Cesare Borgia's homosexual lover, is the one who is credited with painting this image of Cesare Borgia. Okay, so he's going to be punished. Okay? And so is everyone who has promoted it throughout the earth. Therefore, even upon the idols of the Gentiles shall there be a visitation, because in the creature of God they are become an abomination, and stumbling blocks to the souls of men, and a snare to the feet of the unwise. Why am I so enraged over that image? Because it's a stumbling block to the souls of men. And if you care about the souls of men, you're going to be very upset about this image too. Why? You don't want to see anybody stumble over this idol and not be able to receive the truth of the Bible because of this gruesome, hideous Antichrist image. You care about the souls of men. You don't want stumbling blocks in their way. And that's what it is. Okay? And to those folks who are out there bashing the Apocrypha and saying the Apocrypha is not part of the original canon of Scripture and scoffing at it, I just read to you something that totally destroys that image out of the Wisdom of Solomon. And I think another reason, another reason that Rome doesn't want you touching the Apocrypha if you're a Christ follower is because in second Esdras, the beast American Empire is exposed as well. Starting to make sense now about the biblical destruction group, starting to make sense why that group was formed, because they knew they were exposed in the apocryphal accounts, okay, of both Second Esdras and the Wisdom of Solomon, okay, among others, okay. Now, building on the judgment of those idols is the prophet Isaiah. And Isaiah chapter 2 talks about that as well. Isaiah 2 verse 7. Their land also is full of silver and gold, neither is there any end of their treasures. Their land is also full of horses, neither is there any end of their chariots. Verse 8. Their land also is full of idols. Idols like this. I saw this image in a Christian school, so-called Christian school. This image was in the school, hanging in the hallway, and so the little kids that are going to this school are going to continue to believe that this is God. Okay, when this is Antichrist. All right. Their land also is full of idols. They worship the work of their own hands, that which their own fingers have made. And the mean man boweth down, and the great man humbleth himself. Therefore, forgive them not. Well, I thought we were supposed to just forgive everybody. Isaiah is telling the Most High, don't forgive them. They worship the image that their own fingers have made. And that's who the captives of the Roman conquerors and the Roman Catholics, and when I say Roman Catholics, I have to make the distinction between the hierarchy and just the average churchgoer. Average churchgoer isn't to blame. Okay, it's the officials, and primarily it's the Jesuit agents, the Jesuit priests who are in control of all these seminaries and all these institutions of higher learning, so-called, all the theologian schools that are out there. They're the ones that are to blame, and they're the ones that are going to be dealt with in the most severe fashions. Now, if you are a churchgoer and this is your God, you are in a whole lot of trouble too. Okay, but you're not to blame for it to start with, because that goes back to Leonardo da Vinci and Rodrigo Borgia and the Roman Catholic Church 500 years ago during the so-called Renaissance period. I just wanted to touch on that because the time is at hand here. We're going into we're getting ready to go into war mode. It's just seems like every other half of a day even. I don't know. I don't know how to describe it, but there are more and more rumors of wars, and they're just gearing up on the border. The Mexican borders, they're gearing up all over the globe for war, and the war this time, is going to be unlike anything the Earth's ever been through. It's going to be on a whole nother level, and that's where it's going. And the people who brought you this are the people who are bringing you what's coming down the pipe, because they control they are the CIA and the NSA, and they are the FBI, and they are the Mossad and MI6, and they are the spy agencies of the earth. I mean, it's the Roman Catholic Church, okay, and they're conquering the globe, all right? And we need to talk about this because it's, the signs of the times. Pick up a copy of the Apocrypha and read it for yourself. Wisdom of Solomon, the 14th chapter, verses 8 through 11. And then go into 2nd Esdras, which also mentions the 10 tribes of Israel and how they got to the Americas. Okay, so again, it's just another reason why the Romans don't want you to go into this record at all. Okay, be blessed, and we'll see you next time.